To get fluent in English, you need lots of input, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours of input. And to do this, English has to be a habit. It has to be something that you do every day. And it has to be automatic. It has to be something that you don't really think about, because to do it for long enough that you can reach a high level, it has to be easy and it has to be effortless. Now, there has been so much written about how to create habits and how to build habits, and I'm not going to repeat all of that because, like I said, you can go and research these sorts of things from people who know a lot more about the science and about the way the brain works than I do. So today I'm just going to tell you how I made learning Spanish a habit, and hopefully you can take something from this and maybe it will help you to make English more of a habit in your life. So first of all, I listen to 2 hours of Spanish every day. And that might sound like a lot of time, because it is, but I want to reach a high level of Spanish quick. So I want to do it for as long as I can each day. So that's why I do 2 hours. But I didn't start at 2 hours. I started small and built up. So when you start making English a habit, I would start small. Start with 5 minutes. Just say, today, I'm going to listen to 5 minutes of English, and do it. And something that worked really well for me was that I would do it at the same time every day. So after I finished work, I would sit down with my laptop and listen to Spanish. And that is all I would do. I would do 5 minutes. And this creates a reward in the brain, because our brains love moving towards a goal. So if you can do something that is small, it still gives your brain that positive reinforcement that it needs to go and do it again. And the good thing about starting small is because it takes less activation energy. You don't need to really motivate yourself to start, because it's only 5 minutes. So you go and do it. Once you do this once, twice, 3 times, you will naturally want to do more. So start small, and then let the natural process of wanting to do more take over. Let that happen. And you will soon find that you want to do more than 5 minutes, and it will build from there. Now, it's easy to say, just do or watch your comprehensible input, watch your English at the same time every day, and do it in one go. But that's not really realistic, because we do so many different things in our day. It's not always possible to have the same time every day available, especially when you want to listen to a lot, right? Because if I'm listening to 2 hours of Spanish, I'm not going to do it all in one go. So something that has worked really well for me is, I can't remember the name, the technical name, but it's basically doing Spanish while I do something that is already a habit. It's pairing Spanish with an activity that I already do. So I walk a lot. So when I walk, I listen to Spanish as well, because why not? What else am I doing? So if you can take a habit that you already have and then listen to English while you do it, that is such a good way of getting the repetition of listening to English, doing it over and over, and helping you to form those habits. And again, the repetition here makes it automatic. And that is what is so powerful about habits is because the first time that you do something, it requires effort, but the repetition makes it automatic and it removes that effort. So you just do it automatically without really having to think about it. And with Spanish, it's like that now for me. I don't wake up every day and think, oh wow, how am I going to get 2 hours of Spanish done? It's just something that happens because I've built the habits that mean as I go throughout my day, over the day, I gradually reach that 2 hour mark. I think something that's also quite useful in helping you to build habits is if you take a big goal and you say, okay, I want to be conversational in English by this time. Okay, how many hours of English do I need to listen to reach that? And then you say, okay, so when do I want to reach that goal? Then you can break it down and you can see exactly how much time every day you will need to listen to English. And if that is something that you think you can do, that's great, then go for it. But if it's something that you don't think you can do, that's fine. You just might need to extend your timeline and realize that it might take a little bit longer than you think. And the reason I talk about that in relation to habits is because if you have a big goal in mind, if you have this outcome that you can see yourself doing, I think that helps you be motivated to build those habits in the first place. So if you have an end goal in mind and you have a timeline, I think it's really important to have a timeline in mind because it helps you to have realistic expectations and it can keep you motivated to keep going every day, especially before you've built those habits. Because at the start, before you've built those habits, you do need a little bit more motivation. But then once you've got the habits, they really do a lot of the work for you and you can move towards your goal without really having to think too much about it. I would also recommend setting your target every day of how much you want to listen to slightly less than what you think you can do. It took me a long time to reach a point where I can listen to 2 hours a day. And at the start, I told myself, oh, I'm gonna do 2 hours a day and it's gonna be great and I'm gonna be able to improve really quickly. But I found out that it was too much. It was too much. And at the start, I think it's important if you have a lower goal than what you think you can do, because, sorry if you can hear the plane passing overhead, but if you have a goal that is less than what you think you can do, once you hit it, you can keep going, there's no problem there. But if you have a goal that you're constantly not hitting, you're consistently falling short of that goal, it can be quite demotivating. And I think it's really important to have that positive reinforcement of successfully hitting your small goal every day. Even if that goal is smaller, maybe than what you think you can do. Again, I don't know loads about the brain, but I feel like it almost tricks you into, it basically just releases these good feelings inside you. And I think it's really worth tapping into those feelings and tapping into that extra motivation. So don't set a goal that is too high, but by all means, if you are hitting your goal, go ahead and increase it because you'll end up speaking English even faster. I hope you found this video useful, and remember, start small, have a timeline in mind, have a goal in mind, listen to English while you do something else that you normally do, and I think these things will help you to build a habit of listening to English that will help you to become fluent. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.